Hi, I'm Doug Patt, and this is How to Architect. How to write like an architect, creating a narrow architectural font. In this video, I'm going to take the basic forms from my typical architecture font and create a taller, more narrow version. My initial tools are still the same. I've used an Ames lettering guide to create these templates to make this video. You'll notice there's a third line toward the upper middle. That I'll target for various parts of my letters. This line really could fall in the middle or toward the bottom to create various font versions. I'll also use a small lettering triangle with tape on the back to prevent smearing and smudges because I'm using ink today. I'm also cleaning the triangle regularly to keep the ink from accumulating and smearing, which it did anyway. You'll notice that these letters are composed in a more narrow and tall fashion relative to my original alphabet. With the exception of a few letters, I draw all of the vertical lines with my lettering triangle and all the horizontal lines freehand. I'll also use an ellipse template for my C and the letter G because I simply can't make a clean shape like this without one. However, you may be able to. It goes without mention that all the letters can be drawn without tools, but for my purposes, I like the alphabet to look systematic. I'm also incorporating a slight diagonal in all the horizontal lines to make the letters seem a bit more dynamic. This alphabet also varies from the previous in that I'm using a thicker marker for most of my freehand lines. This thickness can of course change and can also be accomplished using the flat side of a mechanical lead. See my video How to Letter with Lead on this subject. For this alphabet, I've chosen to make the letters look a little more complete by making the majority of lines cross, whereas in other alphabets, I've allowed more gaps. Although I drew my C and G with templates, my O and Q are drawn by hand. I'm also still making most of the circular portions of my letters look like an ellipse. This is really just a function of the natural motion of my hand. Yours might look different. The S is so tall, I've drawn it in 3 strokes, which makes it look quite unique. In order to take my hand lettering to a new level, I purchased FontLab. Using the software, you can scan your hand-drawn alphabet and clean it up digitally. Then create a unique font that you can use just about anywhere, like Word, Photoshop, Illustrator, CAD, and more. The software is quite robust, and I'm just getting my head around it, so I decided to simply take on capital letters at this point. I've standardized some of the horizontal lines and shapes, and it's coming along quite nicely. Perhaps I'll take on the lowercase letters in another video, so keep checking the description section for that. If I get enough interest in the comments section and figure out what I'm doing, I might make it available at some point. I'm Doug Patt. We'll see you next time.